What's up, guys? This is Nick from Coastline Family Adventures, back with another campground review. This time we're going to review Spacious Skies Campground. It's Country Oaks, Spacious Skies Country Oaks. And we're going to take you through a tour and give you a little review while we're driving around here. So we're going to start off with the arcade and the welcome center. That's as soon as you drive in. There's an arcade on the back side of the store. It's got some claw games and some play till you win duck games, pool table, air hockey, stuff like that. It's not so bad. So as we're driving through here, you'll get to see all the campground sites. Seasonal was mixed. I mean, there was a bunch of seasonal, but there was also a bunch of transient sites. So I think the biggest issue we had with this campground as a whole was the bugs. We were covered in ticks the whole weekend. So originally, we were supposed to go to one site, and when we got there, the maintenance guy who directed us in said we were not going to fit. So he moved us to another site, and that site was not weed whacked or maintained, and the bugs were so bad. I mean, I'm still 3 days now out of being out of that campground, and we are still picking ticks off our dogs. So if you're going to go, it's a nice campground. They have some pretty cool amenities, but the bugs and the ticks were bad where we stayed. But you'll see a lot of these sites have rocks. Some of them have grass sites, but the site we were in was under the trees and it was covered in ticks. But the pool, the pickleball court, the jump pillow, all those things, the kids loved it. They had pizza at the pool, which was actually a smaller size pizza, but it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. And then they had food trucks over the weekend. They had a grilled cheese truck this weekend. We were there. Right now in the video, we're coming around again to that arcade and that main welcome center where the store is, and then there's a park. The kids love the park. It's just a smaller size park, nothing huge, but it's a nice park that was well kept, you know, no weeds or anything like that. The kids didn't have any problems there. To your left there was the laundry. They did have on-site laundry, so you can bring your laundry. Again, the rates for this place weren't bad. I think they were between $60 to $70 a night, so not bad at all. But the bugs, I think I did a lot more complaining this weekend than normal, and so did my wife. There were just a lot of ticks. Every time we walked from the front door to the grill and back, we were picking ticks off of us. We did buy some bug spray. I get it that we're outdoors, so it shouldn't be a problem, but this was just way too many. It wasn't one or two. They were all over me, all over my wife, all over our daughter Ella, all over the dogs. Found them days later on the dogs. It was just really bad. But we are coming up here to where our site is, so I'll show you that. See, like some of these sites back up to the woods. That's kind of how our site was. Oop, wrong road. So when we come up the next road, I'll show you our site. But you can see there's a lot of fifth wheelers, a lot of big sites, big seasonal sites. Weather held off for us this weekend. We've been having nothing but rain on the weekends, but the weather did hold off this weekend. Again, you'll see a lot of these guys here are seasonal, rock sites, patio. Some of the guys, there was a guy across from us. I mean, he had a major seasonal setup. I mean, it was like he was living in a beach house in Florida. So you'll see us coming around here. At the end of this road is where ours was. But you can see sites are pretty big. Definitely didn't have an issue with the size of the one they put us in. The size of the first one that they wanted to put us in was way too small. But right at the end of this road, straight directly across, that's our site. So that's my Mallard and my white Dodge Ram. And we were just, I guess, pressed up back against the woods, and for some reason the ticks were so bad. Most of these guys here are all transient, so they did leave with us Sunday. We thought some of them were seasonal because they brought a lot of stuff, but most of them were all just weekenders. Now we're going to be coming around that park again, so we're going to be going back out the same way we came in, is right where we're back again. So there's your laundry on the right, there's the park on the right, and you come back to the main arcade and the store, the welcome center where you sign in, and to your left is a small little dog park. The dog park was pretty cool. You know, it's kind of up against the trash, which was, I don't know, kind of weird. Never seen that before, but the dog park was okay. No issues there. Then we're coming around the corner here. You'll see the pool right on our right hand side. Pool was actually really nice. It was clean, wasn't that cold. Kids absolutely loved it. There's a little splash pad for little kids. Really nice. And then you have your pickleball court. You have your gazebo where kids were playing, and they had some adult games there over the weekend. A lot of kids playing pickleball, basketball. They have where you buy the bags of sand and you find treasures in it for the kids, which I thought was pretty cool. There's some kids there playing pickleball now. And we'll loop around this last little loop here, and we'll come upon the bouncing pillow. And the kids, that was their favorite thing. I mean, I couldn't get the kids off the bouncing pillow. And that's usually any campground we go to that has a bouncing pillow. The kids absolutely love it. That kind of makes our trip because they can just hang out and do whatever on that bouncing pillow. There's my little Ella running. See, these are some pull-through sites right here on your left-hand side. They're larger. They have some nice-sized front yards. But as we're coming up here, right behind this truck, when I come to a stop, that's the site right there on the left-hand side they wanted to stick us in with a 34-foot camper. I would have never fit in there. And if I did, it would have been miserable for everybody else having to go around me. So luckily, the maintenance guy was nice enough to realize that as soon as I got there and said, "No, we're going to put you somewhere else." But that's the campground tour. And if you guys have any questions, just ask them in the comments and we'll answer whatever we can. But this was our first time going there. First time visiting this place at all. It's kind of relatively close to our house, so surprisingly we've never been there before. But overall, wasn't a bad campground. Just got to bring the bug spray and try to find a spot that's not backed up against the woods, I guess. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you guys hit the subscribe button and that like button. It helps so we can keep making these videos for you guys. Alright, thanks a lot.